playing the double, I think. That's, of course, credit to Selby for stopping him doing it. Another typical Selby shot there. He felt that he could pot that, not leave anything.
Nine.
Seen one or two of these miss this week.
That's Selby nine.
Well, he'd be really disappointed there because there was an early opening in the frame, the kind of thing that hasn't happened very often. Mark was the one that may have thought he had a bad contact on his previous. Anyway.
Seven. 15.
Come to the bottom of the cue ball. Again, this is an awkward shot now. Difficult pot, this. But very much thinking about the cue ball for safety.
28.
Reds all heading towards that right corner. Ronnie desperately needs some cover. So, cushion first it is.
One. Mark Selby, one.
Good safety shot. Yeah.
One.
And hopefully there'll be crowds in attendance. But whether there are or not, we will be there for the whole 8 days here on Eurosport, January the 10th to the 17th. Stuart.
Four.
Maybe 4-2 up. But I think it's essential. Not quite over the line yet.
Seven.
Not quite must win for O'Sullivan, but if he loses it, he's clearly in trouble.
$13.
It just seems that Ronnie O'Sullivan can't quite get in early in these frames and sort of put his stamp on them. It's going Mark Selby's way.
21. $29. 37.
Yes, he hasn't missed very many today, Mark Selby. Fairly important shots, or seemingly important at the time, shots that he has missed. But it's been pretty reliable.
44. 45.
They go 2-1 up. But I think, as we're saying, there is one more frame to play. Be too bad a scoreline for him. The main, he's been sitting there watching Selby all
52.
afternoon.
Break, that might just send him off with a break between sessions, feeling a bit better about
55.
things. But the main thing is get it on the board, I guess, from his perspective. Mark Selby just controlling things at the moment.
59. $64.
Career ranking titles.
70.
And he's only 4 frames away now from doing that. 77 clearance then
in the frame.
from
Mark
Mark
Selby.
Selby to set up a big last. And not a good break off from Mark Selby.
One.
So, what a chance.
Six.
Yeah, played it well before we start again, so undoubtedly it's one they both want to win.
There was a suspicion that it would go this way after the form of the two players this week, and sometimes that's all you can really go by when matches are so close. You know, there's nothing between them, albeit they've got contrasting styles. But this week, Selby has been in better form than O'Sullivan. There's no doubt about that.
Than any other player, but yeah, well, I put 61% went for Selby, just on an opinion
60.
on who would win.
$22. $30.
Open red on. Got a high angle. I think the other red that's just sticking out slightly above the one he's going to play.
$38.
So playing on the loose one, but again, it'll all be about he goes on and wins a frame. Now that was a surprise. It was
Selby,
always a little
45.
bit top jaw, maybe a little slower in pace.
It's another frame, though, where he's been in first, got a lead on the board. But here's a chance.
Didn't go to plan, did it? Much too thick. Might prove relevant at a later date.
Well, he's missed the red.
There's an argument he might have put himself off there, I think.
Anyway, it was a chance, but Mark Selby back at the table, 40-odd in front for a couple of shots. Mark Allen firmly denied it.
It's very hard to be statuesque when you're down there, sitting there watching. You've got to
7.
Still.
Mark Selby, 14.
Well, Selby still needed another red after that one.
1.
So he's got one last push in this session. Sullivan, can he win this frame? Just can't tell. He may have to play this with just a trace of right-hand side. Yeah.
7.
I tell you what, this would be. He could pull this up from his boots. This clearance, it would be some effort. Just when you thought the frame and the session was done, there's chances cropped up.
Preparation needed here this afternoon. Yeah. I think subdued is a good word, but he's played the cannon to open those two reds.
All this comes really down to that bottom red, and why wouldn't you play on it now?
Well, he made that great clearance in frame 5. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Who saw that coming?
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 37.
Could well lose it now. 22 behind. In goes the red. Well, Selby needs the yellow. Potted it well. He's won it, but how he's won it, with O'Sullivan missing that red when he had what looked like a golden chance to make the winning clearance.
13.
It's been a rather bitty afternoon from O'Sullivan's perspective. Hasn't got in and made the breaks you might have expected from him.
18.
So it's advantage very much Mark Selby as the afternoon session ends.
31.
He's got a 4-frame lead and he's only 3 away from...